So, Rowan, last but by no means least, the Europa League. And time to talk about your favourite team. But before we do that, we'll talk about United and Roma. A mouth-watering semi-final, two heavyweights of Europe. How do we think it's going to go?
I just think it's going to go United's way, according to me, at this point of time, because I just think that United are a very settled squad. They're not really fighting for anything in the Premier League. They know that they are a steady second and they'll only finish there. I think that they're going to put everything into this game on Thursday to go out there and win with what's happened. The last few days or the last week has taken quite an impact on these big teams. Questioning their motives, questioning their culture, questioning their values, their principles. United being one of the drivers of the ESL also. They'll have a lot to change for the fans, eventually. But having said that, you never know what happens. Roma's obviously a tough team to play against at any point of time. But I just feel United are a little more settled at this point of time. They found their rhythm under Ole. They're looking forward. Finally, I think one thing I can say about United fans is they all seem like they're on the same page at this point of time. Initially, when the season started, they didn't know what they wanted, whether they wanted the top 4, whether they wanted the top 6, whether they wanted to challenge for the title. They were all over the place. But now it seems like, they know that, okay, second is happening and the Europa League is probably happening for them.
So can I ask you, you mentioned about the now collapsed European Super League. Do you think that really plays on the mind of the players as they go into the game, or they just focus on the game at hand?
No, I of course feel that it does play on the mind of the players. Maybe more so ever when it's an English player involved, because we are talking about the English Premier League losing its values and stuff like that. Maybe less for the players who come from other parts of Europe. But at the same time, I feel that, they deal with it and they move on. But it's also about, when you're going on the pitch and playing a semi-final, it's also about you're representing 150 million fans over there who want things to change. And they are as bad in a situation as maybe Spurs, not that much, but maybe Arsenal and Liverpool. How much ever to blame in that sense. So I feel that's the whole thing. And Roma, you see, there's motivation in this game from both the sides. Because Roma are feeling that, hey, we are also a big club, but you haven't invited us. So, there's a lot of motive to play for.
Yeah, I think there is, but I think that's more from our perspective. I think as a player, you walk on that pitch, all of that noise,
you shut down.
Yeah, it goes in the background, and you're just playing an 11 in front of you.
Yeah.
And on that basis, I think United will come out stronger, certainly in the first leg and over the whole tie. I can't see anything but a United win. Roma haven't been great in the Italian league. And I think United are looking fairly consistent. Although I watched a bit of their game against Leeds on Sunday, and they dropped Pogba and they dropped Cavani. I think that was with...
They wanted to rest them obviously for this game. And then they've got much bigger strength in depth. So I only see United. They haven't lost a game away from home in the league this season,
record.
which is just phenomenal. And I think that they'll beat Roma very comfortably over 2 legs.
I think we're both agreed on that.
Yeah. All right. So
then on to the next game. Your boys, how are you feeling?
Scared.
Really?
Yeah, as an Arsenal fan at this point in time, I feel that it's, the season's pretty much over. We lost to Everton, which was, the worst thing a goalkeeper can ever do in his life by giving that ball away. But not blaming Leno, I just feel that we're not in the right frame of mind. I don't think we're in the right position at this point of time to play a semi-final, because there's so much going around, about the club. There's so much talk happening. The players have been absolutely inconsistent all season, and there's a lot of pressure on the management and on the manager at this point.
Yeah, but I think that's the precise reason why you just don't know. So I understand why you're fearful. But Arsenal, if you take that the quarterfinal against Slavia Prague, it was all doom and gloom after that first leg, conceding that late goal, and they turn up in Prague and put an immaculate performance on. I think they were 3-0 up after half an hour.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so you just don't know with Arsenal. You just don't know who's going to turn up. But I think a lot depends on obviously Aubameyang and Lacazette. Are they going to be fit for the game? Do you know?
I don't know if Lacazette will be fit, but I know Auba's back in training, and I think that he'll probably be fit for the game. But I think the overarching point over here is, it's not about just these couple of players. It's also about, at this point of time, you're going and you're playing Villarreal, which is a specialist in the Europa League, and Unai Emery is a specialist.
Yeah, a lovely sub-context to the game.
Yeah, I mean, so that's the theme which it's going to be about, and I think that. If Arsenal, like I've always said, when we've spoken before, that if Arsenal go and if they win the semi-final also and they get to the final, it really doesn't make a difference. If Arteta has to stay in this team, it has to be on the basis of winning the Europa League and nothing else. That's it. Because that shows a change in mentality. Otherwise, you're just playing the same tune again and again.
So given that, can I ask you for a prediction?
I think we're going to lose to Roma on Thursday. I think it's going to be
Villarreal.
Lose to Villarreal on Thursday. I think it's going to be a 2-1 to them at this point of time, and then it's all left for the second leg, which I have a feeling which can go anyway. There.
So I'm pleased to say I agree with you. I think they'll lose. I think they'll lose this first leg, and I think they'll lose the tie overall. I think Villarreal just are a bit too experienced for Arsenal, who are just too inconsistent. They might do well in one of the games, or half of a game. I don't think over 180 minutes they can keep it going against the quality side. Yeah,
absolutely. And also missing, key players, missing Kieran Tierney at left back is a huge loss for Arsenal. Because there's nobody who's been able to come in and fill that left back role. Like, he's tried Cedric there, he's tried Granit Xhaka there, he just never plays Bukayo Saka over there. So I think that's going to be the game is going to be won or lost on that side, according to me. I don't even think that our centre backs, Rob Holding, David Luiz is injured, so Rob Holding, I don't think he's good enough to be playing the semi-final also.
So just moving on slightly, assuming your prediction comes right and Arsenal are knocked out, does Arteta keep the job? And if not, who comes in?
No, hell no. I don't think that Arteta... See, look, if we win the Europa League, then I would be like, okay, keep Arteta because of an emotional reason, because we've never won the Europa League. If technically Arsenal already had 3 or 4 Europa Leagues, which they already had won before, and if Arteta won this Europa League also, I would still be Arteta out. And the simple reason is because you can see the number of points you've gained in the Premier League, which is obviously the more important league. And I mean, Unai Emery got 70 points for Arsenal and he was sacked the season after. Right now, Arsenal are at 47 points with 5 games to go. So, I mean, we're never making that much.
So who next?
Well, that's now another conversation, I think. Who next? Or
there'll be 2 vacant managers' jobs in North London if that happens. That'll be interesting.
It can never be Mourinho.
He wouldn't go.
I'd rather bring Wenger back then. That's the situation.
Perhaps we should have this conversation on another day, if and when it does happen. That'll be an interesting topic for a conversation.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Rowan.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Good luck.
Yeah, you too.
For me more.
Yeah, you need it.
All right, guys. Stay safe. Take care.
All the best.